The last time I came this early, I had a very disappointed girlfriend. Oh, one thing that's really interesting about YouTuber music is it always fits one of two categories. Someone who wanted to make music from the start but never had the time or money to actually pursue it, so they use their profits from YouTube to kickstart their career. Or it's someone who dipped into music making since it's another department you can dip your brand's toes into and try to make money off of it. Essentially, Rice Gum and Jake Paul because they're the first names I can think of in douchebag YouTube rap. I also consider Brent Rivera in this because apparently Brent Rivera steals the lyrics from his songs or he copies them, so it doesn't even matter that much that he's making good music. It just matters that the music is listenable enough so people can keep giving him streams. The only exception to both of these groups is Danny Gonzalez because he makes his songs with the express purpose of being parodies that tie in with his videos. So it's still YouTuber music, but at the same time Danny makes comedy rap which not only flexes his skills as a comedy writer but also sounds good on its own. The one interesting thing with KSI though is that he still does both, like the second camp. But the biggest difference is his features. Did you know he had Future and 21 Savage on a song together? Future and 21 Savage? Together? On a KSI song? The song's fine if you remove KSI entirely. The first KSI song I ever found was this one called I'm on a Horse, and it really is a creation of its time. I love this song because it's obviously made for fun and it just exudes silly, yay! It was also made back in 2012 where epic random humor was still a thing. Addendum. Apparently KSI had an older channel called Ride Junior where he used to post FIFA clips and some of his school projects onto there. On this channel we can find KSI's first ever song, his first foray into rap music, chemistry rap. It was a school project. This adds some more context to KSI's musical journey then, because it's obvious that he had the interest in making this kind of stuff when he was a kid. And when you look at KSI's music now, it doesn't come off as the first group though, as someone who originally had that interest and wanted to just keep following it now. What happened? Did something go wrong? The first serious KSI song was Lamborghini with P Money back in 2015, and this isn't bad either, just mid. It's still a song about flexing his wealth and his success, but here he still performs a song like the horse one. He's half screaming his bars out, but that's not a bad thing, it adds to the feel of the song. But with all of that said, it's really still not as bad as Thick of It. See, Lamborghini is classified as hardcore hip-hop, where aggression in vocal performance or production makes the song. This is the main vibe that it's trying to go for. And one thing I find very peculiar about KSI's music is KSI. In all of the songs I've had to listen to, they were never horrible, they were just average songs, but the actual quality relied heavily, and I mean heavily, on KSI's performance. This isn't me saying all KSI music sucks specifically because of his voice, that's not me saying that at all. All I'm saying is the reason I prefer Lamborghini more is because it's obvious that his voice is more tailored to that specific performance rather than the performance of Thick of It. Now, Thick of It is labeled as pop rap, which is self-explanatory. It's still a rap song, but focuses on a simple, catchy flow with melodious vocals instead of the more straightforward flow that hip-hop has. This is just one factor out of many as to why Thick of It is what it is. Now, the song was released on the 4th of October 2024, featuring Trippie Redd. Now, I don't need to remind you, this is Trippie Redd, another popular artist who you might recognize from Miss the Rage with Playboi Carti, or that one XXXTentacion song that I forgot the name of, and somehow everyone forgets that he was on the song with KSI. But it makes sense. His performance felt like he didn't know what to do, so he mimicked KSI's flow, which resulted in being the most nothing verse of all time. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than it sucks. It says a lot that there was such a popular artist on this song, which was incredibly viral, and no one said anything about his verse. Nothing. The one who's more popular than KSI is on a song made by KSI, and nobody says anything about his verse because his verse is nothing. It's just that bland. It's just nothing. What? That has to be something you gotta study in some way. If you ask me, that's something we should think of. It's a bit insane, isn't it? Also, the entire thing just felt out of touch. The lyrics in the music video here feel a lot like flexing, but not because it's cool, but it feels like he's flexing because he's trying to make up for something else. Oh yeah, there's also a CGI Prime bottle here. The song really feels like the culmination of KSI's career up to this point. Something that was genuine and fun, but lost its spark, that slowly turned into shoddily made art to milk the closest kids' parents for their wallet. It's a damn shame that's what KSI's music career turned out to be. Wait. Also, I'm not actually really talking about the drama. I just want to talk about us, how we are in this, how we are in the thick of it. Hey! The thing is, this song and its criticisms towards it can exist without the Lunchley fiasco, but then if I did that, I would just make it any other music review video that you could find, and I do not want that. I want to talk about a phenomenon that right now everyone's participating in. It's happening right under our noses, and even I'm doing it too. You're doing it by clicking and watching this video. Where are you? 3 minutes 21 seconds into the timestamp. So to begin, let's break down KSI's song in parts so my head doesn't explode.
Many months later.
I give up. I give up. I can't review the song. I can't at all. The lyrics are vapid. The performance is bland. The beat, okay. My idea for this video was to go through each part of the song and link it to the Lunchley controversy and talk about how the internet continuously rewards and pushes for negativity and how bad people benefit the most from being shitty. Instead, all I experienced was an incredibly flashy product that had no heart behind it at all, like it was made for nothing but a profit. Like Mr. Beast. Listen, I'm not gonna make another college thesis level video about how Mr. Beast ruined content creation and created retention based editing, so now that the entire YouTube sphere just looks the same, acts the same, and all the fun of it is gone. Look, everyone has said that before. There are other people much more talented than me who can actually speak on this thing. What I do want to focus on is everything that led to Thick of Its reception. And sadly, that means we'd have to talk about
I like my cheese drippy, bro. I like my cheese drippy, bro.
I like my cheese drippy, bro. I like my cheese drippy, bro.
Lunchley describes itself as Lunchables, but it has a Mr. Beast chocolate bar and a bottle of Prime. That's it. That's literally it. The entire appeal of this product is the YouTubers. It's the super cool Mr. Beast and KSI and Logan Paul. When Lunchley was announced, it reflected badly on the Beast because he was collaborating with two people who already have horrible reputations on YouTube, and he was already under scrutiny because of Dogpack404's video exposing him. I never actually seen Dogpack404's video, but as from what I knew, it was actually a big reputation damager because people actually started to not like Mr. Beast after that video was posted. So maybe I'm gonna have to do a reaction video to it on my second channel. However, none of this actually hurt the product, but the real damage came from dantdm when he tweeted about how these guys were selling stuff solely for profit and that they should do better. One tweet. It was one tweet! Logan Paul and Mr. Beast responded with a single reply back. Mr. Beast, being his usual PR trained self, responded with one paragraph that doesn't really matter that much for what we are looking at, and Logan Paul, I don't remember because I don't care about Logan Paul. Now this would be perfectly fine. This would just be a situation that lasts for a week at best, and oh my god. KSI. No. After the announcement tweet on September 16th, every single post by KSI has been some form of response to Dan's tweet where he calls him out for having a toy made of him. And to sweeten the deal, this is where we get close to the story, guys. KSI tweeted a pre-save link to Thick of It. He also posted a tweet saying that he was making an official apology to dantdm, and the apology was just a link to watch the music video for the song. He got hit by the Twitter community notes 3 times in a row. Long story short, he still posts about Dan, about his song, and everyone else on the internet is calling it shit and saying it sucks and it's the worst song ever, and nobody's ever gonna listen to that trash, right? Like, who is gonna... Huh? Now to actually try and understand this, either KSI distributed his song at the worst moment possible and couldn't change the release date, so he was screwed, or he realized he's in the middle of a drama where he's currently one of the most relevant people discussed in it and decided, yes, why don't I cash out on this attention and release the song during so that more people would look at it. You could use the hate to funnel traffic towards the song, and with that you have a good amount of hate watchers who are desperately waiting to be the first one to make a snide comment on your video. See, there's also memes that people made, a bunch of remixes, the Instagram reels, the TikToks, the reactions. At this point in time, KSI knowingly or unknowingly created the song of the summer. The worst one. In my opinion, this song is the worst one he's ever released, but at the same time it's not actually that bad. If you set a bar of performance for every time a KSI song was released, this one would be slightly under it, which isn't that bad, but also at the same time it's just slightly under it. It's not that horrible. It's not as bad as people are saying it is. But the negative attention was so much that it wrapped around to being positive. KSI was winning. I say winning in quotes because even though his song was financially successful, he's still one of the most hated celebrities online. So what would it matter if he gained the world but lost his soul? You know what's funny? Hawk Tour. Now I promise I won't get into her life details, but Hayley Welch made a sexually provocative statement in a video which skyrocketed her to fame and gave her a podcast, and she made an ad for Lunchly. What? What the fuck? Mr. Beast even made a short about watching Talk to Her in a theater while listening to Sick of It. They're all in on it. They were all in on it. Alright, editor, add hashtag unscripted. The rest of the end of the video is unscripted. I don't even want to edit this video anymore. I got a haircut. That's how much time this took. I am the laziest editor of all time. The biggest theory right now is that KSI was very aware that his song was going to be hated when it released, so he decided, well, why don't I just cash in on that and become incredibly petty, continually talk about dantdm, continually talk about my song, so that everyone will look at it, be like, hey, I got a dunk on this guy's song, so they all give me more attention and views. The more people listen to my song as a joke and the more people try and give him their honest opinion by reviewing them, the more attention it gets. It just leads to more people falling into a rabbit hole of hate watching, hate clicking, and soon hate liking. Like, in my personal opinion, I had to listen to Thick of It like 3 times so I could get my thoughts on it before I realized that I couldn't write any thoughts about it. I could make it a second channel video. If it is, the screenshot will be out here right now. KSI's song just really means nothing. It's just a nothing burger. Like any other pop rap song which is like, my life is so good and awesome, it is the best ever, and even the vocal inflection of it's written to be catchy. It is catchy because from the screen to the ring to the pen to the king, it's still stuck in my head. Do you not get it? It's a brainworm. Yes, I intentionally put brainworms in the song so you keep thinking of it, and you keep thinking of, wow, that shit is catchy, or it's such a bad line. I gotta go on and say something about it because right now we're in the thick of it. We are in the middle of this situation. We are the reason as to why these people are successful. Hate success is a genuinely true thing. I used to not be able to move, but then I heard it and I started to move to turn it off. It's that same joke over and over again. People use that over and over because what are they aiming to do? They are aiming to get likes on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram by dunking on the original thing. The thing is, by doing that, you're giving more attention to the original thing. Now, I'm not trying to say that you should never give attention to something that's bad. You should always call it out. I think if you're doing something of substance, which is like a review or stuff like that, that's fine. But have y'all not realized y'all are going really deep into pushing this guy out? Even the Talk to Her ad where she's like, I like my cheese drippy bruh, while Thick of It is playing. She's eating Lunchly. All of that is because there's this big online joke about brain rot and how these are the most popular things with kids and stupid internet memes, and if they all came together, it's just distilling them into the unfunniest shit imaginable, which then itself became a meme. And then the marketers were like, holy shit, if these memes are so viral, why don't we do it? And that's why Talk to Her has an ad with Lunchly. Have you also noticed that a lot of people, a bunch of TikTokers and stuff like that, are buying Lunchly because they want to see the unit in action, even if Lunchly does get bad news or bad publicity, because it's the funny meme thing. Units are being sold. Units are being sold because of this meme. And whose fault is this? Ours? This isn't me trying to say, you are bad, viewer, you suck, it's your fault as to why companies are growing big. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is human nature. This is always gonna happen. But I thought, KSI's song name was Thick of It, which means you're really deep into something and you're part of the process of something very important. And we as internet users are also in the thick of it. We're in the thick of spreading the thick of it. Video and thumbnail title, boom. Cruel made a video about Facebook where one of the main philosophies about Facebook was also, even though people hated it, engagement doubled. That's also something. One thing that Lessons in Meme Culture said about KSI's song was such a corny, catchy, positivity theme. But the thing is, the news surrounding it was not positive at all. It was pretty, negative. It was negative reviews, people saying negative things, making fun of the whole thing, doing the dang and run dances and being kind of insane with it. Did I just do that? Even though the whole thing was negative, the negativity made people bond more over how much they hated this certain thing, which made them appreciate it more. Do you guys know that there's like Max Design Pro fan Twitters now. This is okay. I'm gonna try and talk about this as little as I can, but it's probably gonna be like a second channel topic. Max Design Pro is a YouTube slop animation channel who also did the Gagadi nuggets and the chicken nugget, right? And they have an unironic fan base on Twitter. There are people with profile pictures of this thing trying to ship characters together, making fan art. I think the fan art is cool. Okay, some of them, you have some really interesting, really cool pieces that when you divorce them from the context of fan art, they're very good. But then the more you look into it, the more you just go deeper and you're like, wait, these people actually like this stuff? When it's so obvious YouTube short slop content akin to Pomni and Jack's diaper adventures, it boggles my mind. How did people like it? Is it ironic? Was it ironic? Was it never ironic in the first place? Turns out it started off as ironic, then it went unironic because the guy who owns Max Design Pro is a good guy. And so they're like, okay, fine, let's all treat the slop content as something good. It's baffling. I can't really get my mind, I can't really explain as to why I feel this way about this, but it's insane to me. For advertisers, for music labels, and for anyone who's in the numbers game, like KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast, more numbers equals better. The thing is, for Mr. Beast, is for him, more numbers are better, but he really wants to make sure that those numbers are positive numbers because people actually like his stuff, not because they hate watching. The thing is with KSI though, is that KSI, his music career is completely unrelated to Mr. Beast, so he doesn't have to care about that. KSI is in the numbers game. KSI will pretty much try and do anything possible to get those numbers up, and even if it means abusing the zeitgeist that has formed around the hatred surrounding him, more numbers, right? It's good. It's obviously been successful for his music career, even though everyone hates him, even though realistically dantdm is winning in life because he's got a wife, he's got a kid, people love him. Even if the numbers aren't great, dantdm is a much more respected community member and people will like him more. KSI is going to win financially because financially he's doing something good. The long-standing theory is that KSI was completely aware of the fact that he was going to be hated and used that and essentially is still riding on that and beating the hell out of that dead horse, the hatred that the current public has of him. And he's riding that really hard. He's stretching that horse so thin, he's riding those atoms. The thing is though, while that can be true, there's a probably much more realistic theory that can exist. There's also a certain amount of people that say that this is actually all incredibly true, and while I do think that the first few tweets were KSI actually lashing out and going insane and trying to find some way to just aggressively hit back at dantdm, his managers, or probably his label, realized, wait a second, we can use this for something else. And then they told KSI, hey, why don't you use all of this and then shift it into trying to direct it towards traffic towards your song. That also makes sense. Both of these theories can be true, not at the same time, but both of these theories can be true, because right now the thing, but whoever's saying that KSI is still angry and is still losing his shit, that's not true. I think KSI definitely is harboring some feelings of like, wow, I really hate this, people like my song, damn. I definitely think that is true to some sort of extent, but he has made YouTube videos, multiple, there are thumbnails. His clips channel is also just posting a lot of stuff related to Thick of It and mostly stuff that will just show him in a worse light. And even he says in one of his videos, oh, the label told me to react to this stuff. While that can be true, absolutely, why would he do it of his own choice? People are thinking, oh my god, he's going insane, guys. He sat down and recorded a video of him reacting to reactions to his song and memes and got an editor and made a thumbnail. Impulse decision! So, long story short, what was this whole thing about? We are the reason why Thick of It is a thing. We are in the thick of it. What you're experiencing is the thick. We are all in the thick of it, and we are creating the thickness around us by being a part of the internet that creates this sort of thing. Yeah, that's mostly it. I don't really have much anything else to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun. Oh, also, yeah, by the way, for Talk Tour, the Talk Tour podcast, every single one of its comments is something related to just making fun of it. So right now, I think the Talk Tour podcast doesn't actually have much of it. It has Jojo Siwa. They invited Jojo Siwa, which is insanity, and that has to just definitely be for engagement, views. Rage baiting. You guys gotta know what rage baiting is.
Hey! What song are you listening listening to.
So you wanna go?
Yeah.
You wanna listen?
Yeah.
I'm a young boy, baby on the streets.
Hey.
Oh man.